Welcome to Genesis Engineers Academy. In this video, we are going to discuss on lines and angles. First, what is a line? A line consists of so many points. So, a line may be a curve or a straight or anything. But a part of line, we call it as a line segment that will have two ends. That is, A is one end point, B is another end point. So, a line segment, sometimes called as a line, will have two end points, but a ray will have one end point and the other one is infinitely extends in one direction. So this is called as a ray and this is called a line, and if it is having both the ends infinitely of these arrows, we call it as a straight line. But in engineering, line segment is called as a straight line. Okay, so next, what is an angle? So, angle is formed when two rays originate from one same endpoint, or when two lines intersect at each other, or when they meet at one point. That is, if they originate from the same point, that is this is the angle, its origination, and when they meet at one point, that is the angle. That is another concept. When the rays comes like any other direction, and this point we call it as the meeting point or originating point or intersecting point, we call it as a vertex. You understand? So the angle is this one. This is like alpha or like anything, beta like anything. So next one is, see how this. So the rays making an angle are called arms. These are the rays, and we can also call this as arm. And the meeting point, that is end point, we call it as a vertex. This is vertex. Okay, so this is about angle, and we'll now study about angles, types of angles. We majorly use three types of angles. One is acute angle, right angle, and obtuse angle. So acute angle means generally we consider it as less than 90. It is equal to 90. It is greater than 90. Okay. So this is, so acute angle is in between 0 and 90. That means theta is greater than 0 and equal, that is less than 90. In other case, right angle, theta is exactly equal to 90 degrees. In obtuse angle, the theta is in between 90 to 180. So it must be less than 180, and greater than 90, less than 90, greater than 0. 0 is not considered. Okay, so next one is straight angle. Means when it forms, two lines forms another straight line, we can call it as a straight angle. And this is called a reflex angle. So the angle made at this point is theta. This we call it as an angle. And the rest of the angle is, that is reflex angle. So what is the reflex angle? This you have to keep in mind. Reflex angle always greater than 180. So the theta must be less than 180. If it is greater than 180, the theta must be less than 180. And it is 360, less than 360. So if the angle falls between 180 and 360, we call that as a reflex angle. So this angle is formed is theta. The rest 360 minus theta, we call it as reflex angle. The another set of angles further we can classify as complementary angles. So if the sum of the two angles is 90, we call that as complementary angles. We use only two. Okay, so suppose this angle is alpha and this angle is beta. Alpha plus beta is equal to 90. Then it is called complementary angle. And the supplementary angles when the sum is 180. Okay, so you can also consider like this one. This is A and this angle is B. So A plus B is equal to 180. Then we can call it as a supplementary angles. Next, adjacent angles. If two angles are adjacent with the same common vertex, this is the vertex. So then alpha and theta are called as adjacent angles. Got my point? So angle AOB is theta, angle BOC is alpha, then alpha theta are called adjacent angles. Next one is linear pair of angles. If the ray stands on a line, then sum of the adjacent angles so formed is 180. So it is a straight line angle or straight angle. Then alpha plus theta is equal to 180. So these two angles have the same vertex, common vertex. So this we call it as a linear pair of angles. Next one is vertically opposite angles. If the two lines intersect at one point, that is O, we can call it as O, and these opposite angles are equal. These are called opposite angles and these are also called as opposite angles. Okay, so the opposite angles are equal. Next one is parallel lines and transverse lines. If two straight lines in a plane that do not intersect at any point are called parallel lines, and if the distance between them is constant and same, then also we can call it as a parallel line. If a line is there, another line is there, if the distance between them is maintained as constant, then these two lines are called as parallel lines. And they are not going to intersect. So these are also parallel lines. Important point. So if the distance is same here, we can also call them as parallel lines. Okay. So now what is a transverse line? If a line A passes through these two lines, then we call it as a transverse line. By crossing these two lines, it intersects at point 2 and D and at point E and forming so many angles. Here we have to distinguish what is called exterior angle and interior angle. So the angles outside these lines we call it as exterior, and the angles in between these two lines we call it as interior. So 1 and 2 are called exterior angles. Like that 7 and 8 are also called as exterior angles. 3, 4, 5 happens to be inside of these two lines. That is why these angles are also called as interior angles. Are you clear? So you have to distinguish what are the external, what are the internal. Suppose these two lines are there and this is the these are the two lines and this another line intersecting these two lines forming intersecting point like P and Q, and these outside angles are called exterior, and these inside angles are called interior, inside angles. Okay, so next, there are corresponding angles and alternate angles. So when these are intersecting at point D and E, so these 1, 2 are called exterior. 7 and 8 are also called exterior. Now it is the case to distinguish what are the corresponding angles and what are the alternate angles. You understand? So corresponding angles will always on the one side. Alternate angles are opposite sides. Okay, so I will explain clearly. Suppose you take this one. This is 2. This is on B line, and the another line is C line. In the same position as that of 2. This is 6. So 2 and 6 on one side of this transverse line, that is on right side. That is why 2 and 6 are called corresponding angles. Right. If I take this 2 and I have to move on to the left, that is, if this is the case, you have to take the another line, that is 2 and 5. Okay, so 2 and 5 are called alternate angles. 3 this one, 3 and 5 also called, this is right side, this is left side. 2 and 8 are called alternate angles. 2 and 8 are called alternate angles, not this. And if you take this one, this is on line 1. If I take this one, same position, 1 and 5 are called corresponding angles. And if you take this one, you go to that one, it is exterior, and I have to move to 7. So 3 and 5 are alternate angles. 4 and 6 also alternate angles. 4 on the left side of the transverse line. 6 is also on the right side of the transverse line. So alternate angles are on the left and right of the transverse line. And corresponding lines are on the same side but on different lines of this after, that is called transverse line. So this is called transverse line. So if these two lines B and C are equal, that means parallel. If these are parallel, it is a transverse line. You got my point? If this is the angle, that is 80 degrees. So what is its corresponding angle? So this is outside and outside. So this is corresponding angle is on the right side only. So on the same position, that is on the same second line. So this is a corresponding angle. You got my point? So to this, if I wanted to take this angle and this is 80, so this also 80. Because it is 80 on the right side, this is 80 on the left side. So these are all called, alternate angles. And this are called opposite angles. Opposite angles, alternate angles, corresponding angles. Okay, so that is about corresponding and alternate angles. So just now we have discussed about what is angle. So angle is formed at the vertex of intersection or origination or meeting point. And different types of angles: right angle, acute angle, obtuse angle, okay, supplementary angle, corresponding angle, and complementary angle, right angle, a linear pair of angles. So if you remember all these angles, it is easy to solve any type of problem at a glance look. Okay, so if two supplementary angles, So that is, you can say two angles are supplementary means suppose alpha, beta. Supplementary means it is 180. You got my point? So 180. So they are in the ratio of alpha and beta are in the ratio of 4:5. So the angles are 4x. I say it is 5x and it is plus, it is equal to 180. So it is 9x is equal to 180, x is equal to 20 degrees, alpha is equal to 4 into 20, 80 degrees, beta is equal to 5 into 20, it is 100 degrees. So the angles are 80 and 100. So it is one. So by elimination process also you can sometimes eliminate wrong answers. So it is only 40 plus 90. So it is complementary. So it is 180. It is 180. It is also 180. You have three choices. So you have to do the problem. Okay. So this is about the answer. So the answer we have found is based on only one thing is supplementary. In this supplementary and complementary, we assign only for two angles. Any two angles. Okay. So we'll go move on to second problem. So this is the figure given. So XY and MN lines intersect at point O and angle POY, that is angle POY is Y is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, and this A plus B, you can say A plus B is equal to 90 degrees because the sum of the lines are a straight angle is 180 minus 90, so you get 90, and they are in the ratio 2:3. We can take that as 2x and 3x. So 2x plus 3x is equal to 90 and 5x is equal to 90 and x is equal to 1 and then 18. So x is equal to 18 degrees, A is equal to 36 degrees, B is equal to 54 degrees. You understand? So B is equal to 54 degrees. So this angle is opposite to this angle. So opposite angles are equal. So I can put this as 54 degrees. So you have to subtract a straight line or otherwise a linear pair of angles. And 180 minus 54 is equal to 26. So it is 126. This is the answer. Okay. Next one is so A, O, B are 3 points on a line segment. So I will draw this one, line segment. So this is point A and this is point O and this is point B and C is a point not lying on AOB. So I can take this as C as this one because angle AOC is 40 degrees. So I can draw like this one. So this is 40 degrees and you can draw also a triangle also. So this is AOC is a triangle and OX is internal bisector, that is angle bisector AOC. So this is angle AO, that is X. Okay, so AOC as angle bisector. So it can be taken as 20-20. Okay, so to this angle, this is exterior, it is interior, internal. Okay, so this is internal and this comes about 140 because 180 minus 40 is, 180 minus 40 is equal to 140 and OY is angle bisector of BOC. Okay, so angle bisector means it is 70. it is also 70. Got it? So what is the angle BOY? So you can say it is 70. Nothing. Simple figure. Okay, so yeah. Am I clear? Have you understood? Okay. Now, we want to, if one of the linear pair angles is acute angle, the another angle is. So, there is two angles, alpha plus beta is equal to 180. Right? Right. If one of them is acute, means less than 90, I can say it is 80. 80 is less than 90. Then beta is equal to 180. So beta is 100 degrees. 100 means it is greater than 90. Therefore, the other angle is obtuse angle, that is greater than 90. In this figure, the next question, that is in this figure, AB, CD and EF are parallel, right? PQ is parallel to RS. So that is, this is Q. PQ is parallel to RS. There is a QR, but is specifying parallel. So parallel means I have to extend this line to my shape. This is, I can extend, and what is this angle? If I extend this angle, so this considering this as opposite angle, so the total angle of this is 60 and it is 35. Okay, it is 25, so it can be 25 because they are alternate angles. Okay, these are the parallel lines. So PQ are parallel line. It is 60. I can say it is also 60. Okay. Next, it is 180. So 180 minus 60, the angle is 120. So 120 plus 25 is angle QRS. QRS is angle, that is, it includes 25 plus 120. 120 plus 25, it comes about to 145. So what you have understood? Understand? So we have to find out this angle. Okay. So if I found this angle, that is 25, I cannot do this one because this line is not equal to this line. This is another line. This is parallel to this one. If it is, this line is extended, then it will be 25. Oh, this is another line. Okay, so this is another line and we have to careful about this one. So using this extension, and I can say it is 60. That is why it is 60. Why? Because these two lines are parallel. Okay, parallel means you can intersect them like that one. Okay, so next, taking this total line as total angle as 180 degrees, I can subtract it, then I will found this as 120 degrees. And as using alternate angles, 25 of this is 25. So 120 plus 25 is 145. So D is the answer for this. Next question, find the value of x. So if you combine all these things, 7x plus 40 is equal to 180. It is a straight angle. So straight angle 4x plus 3x is 7x and this is 40. Then it is this one. So 7x is equal to 140 and x is equal to 20. Okay, so he is asking only x. And what is the angle of this one? 80. What is the angle of 60? Next, an exterior angle of a triangle. An exterior angle of a triangle, I can say it is angle triangle ABC. So if I take this one, So this is the interior angle and this is the exterior angle. So this exterior angle is 105 degrees and this internal angle is 25 degrees. And its interior opposite angles are equal. If I take this as x and this is x, how much I get? I can use anything, right? So 2x plus 75 is equal to 180 because sum of the angles in a triangle is 180. So 2x is equal to 105 and x is equal to 52.5 degrees. And that means 52.5. I have used triangle concept. Sum of the angles in a triangle is 180. X plus x, 2x plus 75, 18, that is equal to 185. And I can also, that is a property. So sum of the opposite angles is equal to exterior angles. So you can straight away 2x is equal to 105. If you are well aware of these triangles, this I will discuss when we discuss about triangles. Okay. If the angles are in the ratio of 5, 3, 7, what is that triangle is? So the angles is probably 5x plus 3x plus 7x is equal to 180. Since sum of the angles in a triangle is 180. And if it comes about that is 15x is equal to 180. So x is equal to 1 and 2, that is 12 degrees. Okay. So means 12 into 5, 60, then 36, then 84. Okay. So all angles are different, but the triangle is scalar because all angles are different. So here scalar angle is not given, and isosceles triangle means if two angles are equal, I can say isosceles. So the answer is wrong. If the right angle triangle means one of the angles must be 90, so there is no 90. So this is also wrong. So we have left with two options. One is called acute angle triangle and obtuse angle triangle. Since all the angles are less than 90, so option is A is right. So this is the explanation for this. If one angle of a triangle is equal to sum of the other two angles, you understand my point? So suppose angle A, angle B, angle C of a triangle is equal to 180. The sum of the other two angles is equal to one angle. That means angle A is equal to angle B plus angle C. I can substitute for that one. Angle A, 2A is equal to 180. Angle A is equal to 90 degrees. So if one of the angles is 90 degrees, then I can say it is a right angle triangle, sometimes right angle triangle. Right? Okay. It's not equilateral triangle because one of the angles is 90. So obtuse angle, nothing. Isosceles, nothing. It may be sometimes isosceles and combined with right angle. Then 45, 45, 90. So because two angles are equal, then I can call that as an isosceles triangle. And one of the angles is 90. So I can call that as isosceles right-angled triangle. So with that, I stop. I take leave. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe and also to press the bell button to receive the all notification.